How's it, guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Okay, today we're looking at two other pairs, or two more pairs. It's going to be your Australian dollar pair. So we're looking at the British pound Australian dollar and also then the USD dollar Australian dollar. Now, the reason I'm doing this, a lot of guys have been asking, the way that I trade, does it only work on those four pairs that I analyze every weekend? And I said, no, there's always more pairs, and I have had a request to do a bit of British pound Australian dollar. So on the daily, on the British pound Australian dollar, what we can see is, I'm just going to draw this in quickly. So we have this little trend line on the daily. Let's expand it a little bit so we can see. Okay, so we have this little trend line that was followed. Trend line was respected once, came down and just broken. Okay, we had this area right there. Just gonna do it better so we can see that's a nice area of support, turned resistance, hit it once on that trend line, coming and then breaking. So what we want to see now is price continuing to the upside. If we see price continuing to the upside, we would like to see this area, the previous high, broken, liquidity being hunted, and then carrying on to the upside. But there is this possibility that price will be riding this area here. I mean, new month, so let's see what happens in this pair on the higher time frames. Drilling down to the lower time frames, 4 hour. So on a 4 hour time frame, just scroll out a little bit. Okay, we see this low over here. Just wanted to show you something here. So we see this low area, or the structure. This don't need it that high, around about there. So you can see that support level. Okay, support coming, support again, price tapping into that, because that area over there, and that's going to be your low, or the previous low, very low. So that's going to be an area of low. So you will have sell orders over there going in, people placing their buys, and then coming in again, more buys, and then sell orders at the top. So you can see price action hunting that liquidity at the bottom, which happened right around here. So with that price liquidity hunting it, price shooting up to the upside. I'll show you now some nice entries, but again, this is the next high that we're looking at. So this is liquidity that's at the top here. So we will have to look and see if price going to hunt that liquidity, price going up above that, and then carrying on to the upside. But with this big push to the upside, we will for me, I always want to see some retracement happening, and then in that retracement we will see some nice areas of buy or sell, or whatever the situation. Okay, so on an hourly time frame, drilling down even more, we know about this previous high, and look at that area that's been broken now. Prices ran through that. There was liquidity was lying there, and then also you can see this area at the bottom. We did highlight it now on the 4 hour, but this was the area of price hunting liquidity, at the bottom. So we had this previous low and then price hunting that. So I wanted to show you this. You see this movement to the downside. People asking if the way that I trade with the Fibonacci is viable on other currency pairs. Yes, it is. You see that low, that high, low. So price going past that, that's a low area. So swing high, swing low, coming up, retracing nicely into your 62% area. Nice little area to place a sell, going down, hitting that 100% or that negative 100% target area. And that is where price started moving up slightly and then moving down again. So leaving that in. So you can see over here. So that was a nice sell. So then price started, making its move, and then eventually hunting that liquidity down, going back up again, coming back to retrace. And what happens on that retracement area? Right about there. So you have your swing low, swing high, perfect entry right there, 62%. And bam, look at that. So guys, look at different pairs, especially with your Fibonacci, the way I trade it. Go look at your pairs that you trade. Go test it. Doesn't need to be the ones that I analyze. You can do it with your pairs as well, your currency pairs that you're trading. Right, let's move on to the next currency pair, which will be Australian dollar. Sorry, there we go. Australian dollar, US dollar. Sorry, I had the other way around. I was saying US dollar, Australian dollar. So it's Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, on a daily time frame, what we can see is, okay, I'm just zooming out a little bit. You see that area over there? Okay, that was the area of resistance coming up, coming, and then hitting that liquidity, going down again. Excuse me. Then we had, come now, we've got this area over here. Okay, that's a key area. Again, this area was the previous low. I'm just going to draw there, like you can see. That was the previous low, price going into that liquidity pool, tapping it, and then shooting up. We see it now on the top, going into that liquidity pool, price action hunting that liquidity, and then shooting down to the downside. But again, this big movement to the downside, I would like to see some retracement happening, because you don't always see price just shooting down and not retracing to anything. So we need to see a little bit of up and down movement again on this. Just wanted to show you some areas or key areas that I'm highlighting on this pair, just to have a look and to see if it's going to hit those areas or go back or retrace or whatever the situation. So just always key areas. I like mapping out key areas in the market just to see what price does around those areas. So obviously we have that area. It was a previous low. It was broken. Price hasn't retraced back to anything yet. So we have this area over here as well. Just going to map it out like that. So you can see bearish movement in the market. You see that, let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see it clearer. You can see this bullish candle in between acting as a structure in the market. So you have that area that is also a key area that I'm looking at. Just doing that. And then the obvious at the bottom. So let's see if price breaks this area and continues to the downside, or will it start retracing back up, hitting some liquidity areas that's lying on the top here. Okay, so that is basically the areas that I've been marking out on the 4 hour, just to keep an eye on. On the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Let me just zoom. Whoop. All right. So basically what we have is, again, this key area now. We're going to see what happens now in the beginning of this month with press. Sorry. Button just didn't want to. There we go. So this is a key area again. Now you can see price going into that area, into this, gap area basically. So I would like to see price breaking that and continue to the downside, or just have some type of another tap here, making like a double bottom, going up again, retrace, and then shoot up to the upside. Okay, so whatever happens here in this little block area, let's have a look, and you drill down to your lower time frames if you want to hunt for a nice little entry. Oh yeah, again, another nice entry that happened previously, or just a couple of days ago. As you can see, this was the previous low. Okay, let's just map it out like that. Right there. So price coming, creating a low, going high again, coming, breaking that structure area, that previous low, breaking it, and then retracing. And what happens when structure breaks and retraces? Take your Fibonacci, and then you run it from that high, break to the low, that swing low, coming up, and enter by the 62%. Guys, this is play repeat. This is what it is. Just do your analysis. This is not as difficult as people make out it to be. It's as simple as that. So just map out your structures, your key areas, wait for structure to be broken, wait for that retracement, pull your Fibonacci out, be patient until it hits that area, and then place your be it a buy or sell order, and you can see price moving down to the downside. Currently it's lying on that negative 50% again, because that's the area that was hit, came up, go down again. So guys, that's all from me for these two pairs. Let's keep an eye on this. For those of you that are trading it, and let's see what happens this coming week in a new month. Guys, I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. Please hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. There's more analysis coming your way this weekend. And please stay safe. Happy trading, guys.